guys, Liberty Band 20 here. Welcome to episode 31 of On the 20. Today I'm covering what's happened to the Liberty football team. I'm going to go over the last three games, the first three games, some stuff that's happening, like a little controversy, I guess, last week's game against Kennesaw State, and then I'm also going to express my feelings on what the situation is and about that coach or the certain coach that's going on. So first off, the first three games, Buckshot went absolutely unbelievable. He threw for 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1,107 yards, which is amazing. So he only threw 1 interception in the first three games. The last three games, though, he's thrown 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns for 738 yards. So obviously what's been going on there, and what I've noticed is they're starting to pressure him more. They're starting to realize what the scheme is. Some people say it's play calling. I don't necessarily. I just think they're finally starting to realize that they do a little bit of the bubble screens or the flood screen to get to Damian King or to BJ Farrell or someone else, and they start to pick up the play thing, and then they also pressure him into bad throws. Some of the throws weren't necessarily his fault. He throws it and it was just a good play by the defense. Some were pressured and he threw just to get the ball away and they were intercepted. Some of that he could have just taken the sack and we could have just gone from there instead of just throwing it away or having it be caught, and then then you start to get, well, if you took the sack you could get hurt, which is true too. You just never know what could happen. In the first three games we were averaging 48 points per game. The last three we've been only averaging 15 points per game. The first three games for our defense we've been allowing 34.6 points per game. The last three has actually been even, or almost close to an even, 28.6 points per game. So almost a touchdown better. And the only reason that is because we only gave up 13 points to St. Francis. We've given up, I think it's 45, 50, 45, 42, 17, 13, 31, and I think 42 and 13 have been the scores, we've given up to opponents. So, when you give up 45 to Baylor, ouch. You give up 17 to Morehead State, then 41 to Indiana State. Then the next week, give up 31 points to Jacksonville State, 13 to St. Francis, and then 42 to just to give up to Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State game was a really bad one. We gave up 498 yards on the ground and only 9 passing. So it's been kind of rough. Speaking of the Kennesaw State game, there's been issues where a coach was rumored to have said the F word to get the band to get off the field for both teams to get on. We unveiled the new 24 car. That's kind of that was kind of cool in my book. I thought that was awesome. So you get to see that, and I guess both teams were kind of irked that they couldn't get on the field in time. They were a little bit delayed to warm up for the second half. I don't believe it. I just think it's a bunch of people getting upset the fact that we've lost our last three games. It is what it is, guys. As far as Coach Gill, I know there's a lot of people calling for Coach Gill's head. If you finish it strong, I think we'll be okay. You never know. I support Coach Gill. I'm not going to say the guy deserves to get fired because it's not all his fault. Some teams just play better. If that was the case, then all coaches should be fired if you have a losing season or if you lose a couple games in a row. It happens. I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later to every single team. I support Coach Gill. I think it's going to happen. If you don't want to go to any other games, that's totally up to you. I understand that. But in that regard, I'm still going to support this team. Regardless of what happens, you have to move forward in this. That's what you have to do. And that's really all I have to say, guys. Really quick, also, Damian King has been mentioned, doubtful for the Monmouth game. If you want more information about the controversy, so to speak, that is going on, I'll send a link into the description with the Sea of Red. They have an article with it. If not, just look them up on Twitter. They have it. Thanks, guys. This was a lot I had to cover personally, and I did a lot of research. Hopefully we can get better. I'll cover the last 5 games at the end of the year, and then coming up we'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. This has been an interesting video and an interesting week as far as football goes. This is Liberty Band 20, and every day is game day.